You weigh maybe 70 kilograms. You have no claws, no venom, no armor. Your top running speed would embarrass a Labrador retriever. Your teeth couldn't pierce a steak without a knife. And yet, roughly 50,000 years ago, your ancestors looked at a woolly mammoth, an animal that stood 4 meters tall and weighed 8 tons, and thought, I can take that. And then they did. Not once, not occasionally, systematically. Across multiple continents in multiple ice ages, ancient humans hunted the largest animals that had ever walked the earth. Woolly mammoths, mastodons, giant ground sloths the size of pickup trucks, short-faced bears that could outrun a horse, and drove most of them to extinction within a few thousand years of arriving. This is the story of how physically the most fragile large mammal alive became the most dangerous hunter in Earth's history. And the answer is so strange, it sounds made up. First, let's be honest about how bad you are at this. A lion has retractable claws, 30-centimeter canines, and can accelerate to 80 kilometers per hour. A crocodile has a bite force of 16,000 newtons and has barely changed in 200 million years, because it doesn't need to. A mantis shrimp, a shrimp, can punch with the force of a bullet. You have thumbs and mild anxiety. Biologically speaking, you should be prey. And for millions of years, early hominids were. Fossil records show your ancestors were regularly eaten by giant hyenas, saber-toothed cats, and eagles large enough to carry a small child. You weren't an apex predator. You were a medium-tier snack. So what changed? The first answer is the spear, but not just any spear. Around 17,000 years ago, humans invented a device called the outrun. It looks like a stick with a hook on one end. It looks deeply unimpressive. It changed everything. You load a spear onto it, and instead of throwing with just your arm, you throw with your whole body. The outrun acts as a mechanical extension of your forearm, multiplying the force of your throw by 3 to 4 times. Suddenly you, still not impressive, could hurl a 2-meter spear with enough force to punch through thick hide from 30 meters away. You went from a creature that could annoy a mammoth to one that could, with good aim, actually kill it. But one spear does not bring down an 8-ton animal. You need a strategy. Ancient hunters found one in the landscape itself. Archaeological sites across Europe and North America, solitary and kill sites in France, Folsom sites in New Mexico, show something remarkable. Thousands of animal bones clustered at the base of cliffs. Not random, organized, whole herds. What happened here is almost too clever. Groups of hunters, sometimes dozens of people, would spread out behind a herd of bison or horses, waving torches, making noise, driving the animals forward. The animals didn't know the cliff was coming. The humans did. They used the terrain as a weapon. The landscape did the killing. They just did the planning. And planning, it turns out, is the whole game. But there is a third method, and this one is my personal favorite, because it is so deeply, profoundly human in the most absurd possible way. Persistence hunting. Here's how it works. You find an animal, an antelope, say, or a horse. You don't sprint after it. You can't. It's faster than you. Instead, you jog after it, slowly, steadily, for hours. The animal runs, gets away, stops, catches its breath. You appear on the horizon again, still jogging, still coming. The animal runs again, stops, looks back. You're still there. Here's what the animal doesn't know. It cannot sweat. Almost no quadruped can cool itself while running. They pant, which requires stopping. You are one of the only large mammals on Earth with full body sweat glands and the ability to regulate your body temperature while in motion. You were built, literally built, for endurance over speed. So after 4, 5, 6 hours of this, the animal doesn't get caught in a dramatic sprint. It just stops. From heat exhaustion, it lies down, and you walk up, calmly, with a spear, like a very polite, sweaty, unstoppable force of nature. The sand people of the Kalahari Desert still do this today. Researchers have filmed it. The hunter isn't fast. He's just relentless. But even spears, cliffs, and slow jogging don't fully explain the extinction of 178 genera of large mammals in the last 50,000 years. That's a staggering number of missing animals for a species with no natural weapons. The real weapon can't be found in any archaeological dig. No fossil preserves it. No cave painting fully captures it. It was language. Specifically, the ability to share a plan. To say mammoths move through this valley every autumn, remember that, and tell your children. To coordinate 20 people across a kilometer of terrain with agreed signals. To learn from failure and pass that knowledge to someone who wasn't even there when the failure happened. No other predator does this. A wolf pack hunts together, but the strategy dies with the pack. Your ancestors hunted together, debriefed around a fire, and that debrief traveled forward, generation to generation, for 10,000 years. Mammoths had no answer to accumulated knowledge. They were up against something genuinely new in the history of life. Not a faster predator, not a stronger one, but a learning one. Neurologist Merlin Donald called this external memory, the human ability to store information outside your own body, in other people, in stories, in tradition. When an elder told a younger hunter where the herds moved in winter, they were running knowledge on another person's brain. That's not a metaphor. That is exactly what language is. And that's what killed the mammoth. Not one spear, not one cliff, not one sweaty jogger at sunset. A story, told around a fire, passed between people, for generations, until the mammoths ran out of places to go. So next time someone asks what makes you different from every other predator that has ever existed, it's not your strength, your speed, or your teeth. It's that you hunt with information. You defeat animals you can't outrun, can't overpower, and can barely see. Because someone, thousands of years ago, told someone else exactly where to stand. You are descended from those people. The ones who stood at the edge of a cliff in the dark, holding a torch, passing the plan forward. That's not just impressive. That's the most human thing there is.